MVP vote. So shout out to Angel. Shout out to Angel for getting the MVP vote. I'm happy for her. So I'm happy for Angel. That's what I know I can say. The fact that like I've been saying it, if she's not on the team, if Angel's not on the team, their team is not going to the playoffs. And the simple fact is, one, she's one of the top 20 players defensively, and when we speak of defensive rating, that's first and foremost. Two, the simple fact that she ranks 12th in efficiency, and she ranks above some players in the MVP voting and efficiency. And I'm speaking, so just go back to it. Go look at your efficiency rating. Angel Reese is ranked as a better player than some of these players that are ranked in efficiency. Now, I understand for the same case that Arike Ogunbowale makes, obviously her team as well is they're not a playoff team. But the fact that Arike got votes, I can see Angel Reese getting votes as well in that simple manner. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell also racked up votes as well. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm good with that. But other than that, I mean, like, I think it's a credit to the hard work that she's done this year, more so than someone else. I think that it just shows that she's put in work. And the fact that, again, Asia Wilson, the person who we both agree, Jordan, is a three-time MVP, joining Cheryl Swoops, Lauren Jackson, Lisa Leslie, and the second person to ever win a unanimous MVP next to Cynthia Cooper. Like, we both agree that she is arguably the greatest player of all time, if not the second best. So it's like, if she just had to break a record made by Angel, who is a rookie, and she's redefining the power forward position, right? I don't think it's a slight. I don't think it's a slight. I think it's like it's a nod to her hard work this year. And and again, in the limited time that she was playing, she started developing an outside shot. In addition, so it's like, okay, like we could have seen the last 14, 15 games where she could have performed as getting better at the rebounding, getting better with the outside shooting, and having the ability to do more things on the block. So
right. So my only problem with the voting is you're telling me that there is some voter out there that voted her fourth for MVP. Therefore, that voter thought that only 3 players were more valuable than Angel Reese.
Also Arike Ogunbowale, also Kelsey Mitchell as well. But yes, to answer your question,
that's my only problem with her getting that 4th place vote. Like, only 3 people, which means it's for somebody thought Asia Wilson was for sure more valuable. Somebody thought 66 out of 67. So you could say with all likelihood they thought Nafisa was more valuable. And Breanna Stewart or Caitlin Clark was more valuable than Angel Reese to their team this year. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, because I don't see why not. Yeah, absolutely. I don't see why not.
So what you're saying is that, I mean, because the first 2 are probably kind of given. So it's either Angel Reese, Copper. I mean, not Reese, Clark, Stewart, Thomas. Like, somebody thought that only one of the like 8 people above Angel Reese was more valuable than her this year.
So
was Angel Reese more valuable than Alyssa Thomas to you this year? Or Sabrina?
Alyssa Thomas, Sabrina, they all, okay, you tell me. They all play with 3 other players that are on this list. Who else is from the Chicago Sky that's ranked on this list?
No one.
Oh, that's my point. So the fact that she carries that burden alone, she has to carry for the entire season. That's my point. She has to do literally everything, whether it's in her limited ability, having to facilitate, having to have talks with coach to let Kennedy come off. Kennedy is having to play on the block, get her own rebound, score. Like, of course, like she got to develop a 3-point shooter, a shot when she's normally to the block off the dribble slasher. But that's to her credit that she'll get better as a player. But of course,
but this is the 2024 MVP voting, not the 2026 MVP voting. before she develops a 3-point shot, she has to develop a 2-point shot. Okay,
She has to develop a more reliable one, a more reliable 2-point. I agree.
Shot.
I agree. She has to develop a more reliable 2. Of course, I agree. I don't disagree with you on that. I think we both agree that she can finish around the rim better and she can develop. But she's a rookie. That's why I'm not like. Look, even in her limited, and that's my point. Even with her quote unquote limited offensive package or offensive game, she is still developing into a player that's an MVP candidate. She's garnered somebody's vote, and the fact that she was able to do this as a rookie with her limited skill offensively, again, she ranks 20 in the defensive ratings. So what she does matters. It matters. Absolutely matters.
MVP voting is not about prognosticating how good someone is.
She's good now. She's good now. She's number 12 in the PER. She's good right now.
I mean, should Cameron Brink get an MVP vote? She's gonna be pretty good.
I don't think
we should give one to
good as
Beckers. Like, I don't know.
But we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Because why? Cam, it's to Cam's fault. That's not her. That's she hasn't played enough. We haven't seen Cam play enough. We haven't seen Cam play enough though. So that part I don't. Timmy said, "What does she care to do? She's cared to do everything that we just mentioned." But yeah, I don't think that she is able to play enough in order to do that. But as far as Angel, I'm like, yeah, that I absolutely would. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with her getting an MVP vote. I think it's a credit to her hard work. I was surprised when she got it. I was like, okay, cool, that's what's up. But I'm like, I can see how somebody voted for her to get one. Again, Kelsey Mitchell got a vote. Arike Ogunbowale got a vote. And Arike, again, a lot of these teams have multiple players on this list. So Angel, similar to Asia Wilson, once again, is one of the only players that have that on this list. So you see what I'm saying? So, and let me just say this: I told y'all New York was gonna smack up Atlanta. It's just a good game, y'all. Welcome to the playoffs. But they down by 18. They're down by 18. What are you gonna say, Jordan? I'm gonna go get a cup of water. What are you gonna say?
Why didn't Kennedy Carter get a vote? I mean, they're on the same
team. Angel's their best player. Like I've been saying, that's the simple answer. Kennedy Carter is their best scorer.
Did Ryan Howard get a vote?
No, and that was my pick. So funny enough, I was totally off about that one. But she got hurt.
Other than Nafisa Collier, I'm looking at the stats. Asia Wilson played 38 games. Stewie played 38 games. Caitlin Clark played 40 games. Alyssa Thomas, she played a bunch of games too. Like Angel Reese played 34 games this year. That's the other thing also. She didn't play a whole lot of games.
Falcor.
People that finished above her.
I'm gonna get Falcor his opinion. I'm gonna go get a glass of water. I want to hear what he got to say.
Yeah, man, where's Falcor? We need some
chime in on this. Hey, Falcor,
we need some logic. We need some logic.
What's your thoughts on this Angel Reese? But he from Baltimore, so he gonna be objective, but he gonna keep it real. She got an MVP vote. Let me turn him up right quick. All right, there you go.
Hold up, I gotta clarify, because when you're from the DMV, you can't say Baltimore, but I'm 20 minutes away.
All right, well, he's from the DMV, Buffalo. There you go.
DMV.
Nah, what you guys talking about, Asia?
Yeah, we talking about MVP vote. Yeah, you go, Jordan. I'm gonna be right back. I got you. I'll be right back, Falcor. I got you.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Falcor? So Jambari got the 2024 voting results for MVP. Asia Wilson finished first place, unanimous. But we were talking about Angel Reese got a 4th place vote. What are your thoughts on that? Falcor? Jambari, I think you muted everything, so we can't hear Falcor. But Asia Wilson played 38 games. Arike played 38 games. Copper played 37. Stewie played 38. Nafisa played 34. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell 40. Sabrina 38. I mean, the list just goes on and on. NECA played 37. It's it's tough to justify giving Angel Reese a 4th place MVP vote when she only played, what is it, 34 games this year, you know, on a losing team. I just find it hard to believe.
Not me. Not me. Not
You
me. What did he say? He said he agreed or disagreed. Falco, you agree or disagree? I ain't hear him. What did he?
Well, the thing is, you muted yourself, so I couldn't hear him.
What he said? Jordan,
You don't hear me?
I can hear you. What are you saying, Jordan? I didn't hear you. Keep going though.
I couldn't hear Falcor because when you muted your screen, it muted him as well. So I just started talking. But I was just saying, like 34 games on a losing team to get a 4th place vote. Those are my general thoughts. But go ahead, Falcor.
What were you gonna say? What did you think about it?
I knew somebody was going to throw it out there just because the way the season went. But I mean, if we're voting, you know, in terms of MVP, I mean, I don't think she should have gotten a vote, but she certainly deserved the recognition for Rookie of the Year. Even not winning that, but she didn't deserve a vote for MVP.
So he agreed with you, Jordan. But I think she got one. I don't. So do you think Enrique should have got a vote for MVP?
Enrique?
Oh,
I can see how she got a vote for MVP.
You can. So why? But her team lost more games than Chicago.
Well, remember, MVP is an individual award, and even though it's connected to team, Enrique carried a Dallas team that had nobody all year.
What about the same can't be said for Angel? And hold on. And before Angel was ranked number 12 PER, Enrique was at number 10.
Right, but Enrique had 3 major players out for Dallas and had them fighting. I mean,
but she also got them back. She also got a first team All WNBA player and the best player on their team back.
And I have no problem with that. But Angel
was playing with Kennedy Carter, who was deemed out the league.
Yeah, but Kennedy played way more games this year than Dallas's core.
So do you believe Kennedy Carter is better than Satu Sabali?
That's a weird comparison, but
I agree. But I mean, what I'm asking is, do you feel that I mean, I'm not but so I believe the answer is we both believe it's no, because one made first team All WNBA and the other did not. So what I'm saying is, if you're getting that back to your team, and Angel again is not playing with another All-Star. She's not playing with another All WNBA player, right? So it's like, okay, if Enrique can get a vote, I can see in the same realm. On the other hand, where Angel Reese can get a vote. So that's where I'm like, no, that part I think we disagree, because I'm like, I don't see that.
I'm not shocked she got a vote. I'm not shocked at all that one of the writers, especially during this year's narrative, that she got a vote. But in looking at Enrique, it's more than just Satu. She didn't have Natasha. She didn't have Maddie. It was their whole. They were a 4th seed team, and she had to carry it. The expectations from Chicago were very, very different.
Yeah, of course, and that's my point. So, like, again, they were getting ready to make the playoffs, and the fact that they were in the playoff race with Angel, just because of those same expectations, the expectations ramped up. Fans started getting attacked, so on and so forth. You know, Dana Evans and Isabel Harrison were speaking about it, and but of course, yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from. But I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna like Tasha said it. Everybody needs an Angel. And she talked about it when she said first team All WNBA. Now, according to this, she'd be almost second or third team, like we've been saying.
Let's clarify the narrative, though. There's a narrative for a vote for MVP, and there's a narrative for valuing Angel. I value Angel as a player, but that vote for
absolutely
MVP is a completely different conversation. And we're talking about
playoffs. It's the same conversation now.
It's a battle for the 8th position, which 3 teams. Possibly 4 teams were battling for that last seed at around like 12 to 13 wins. So I get it. It's something to talk about. It's the way the league is went this year, but we're splitting hairs, really. Angel is valuable, but for MVP, I mean, that's why it was only 1 vote.
Well, I hear you. But again, Kelsey Mitchell also only got 1 vote. So it's like, if Kelsey Mitchell could get a singular vote for MVP, and for every single point that you made, Angel's lacking another player. Okay, so out of every player on this list, most of these players on this list have another player on their same team. New York has 3 players on this list in the same team.
You and I can logically eliminate Kelsey Plum because we know that Kelsey Plum wasn't even the best player on her team.
No, I'm saying Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Kelsey Plum.
Kelsey Mitchell got a singular vote for MVP. She got a 3rd place vote.
And she got a 5th place vote.
Kelsey Mitchell doesn't have better PER. I hear you, officer. I hear what you say. She's a better scorer. So again, would you rather have Kelsey Mitchell on your team or would you have Angel Reese? And it's like I understand what y'all are saying, but it's like I like to look at, y'all know me. I'm gonna go to numbers, but I'm also gonna go to the intangibles. What do you do when it's time to win? And what does your team look like when you're not on the court and your impact when you're on the court? And everybody can't tell me that the impact that this young woman is making on the court is undeniable. Like, y'all could say what you want, but winning seems to keep following her and trailing her.
You're making 2 different arguments here. The initial argument was, do you think she deserved the MVP vote? And then you're coming.
Oh yeah, for sure. But because of all those reasons, it's yes to me.
But let me finish. Then you're coming and saying who's more about. Like, I could get with your second argument about her value. I absolutely agree with that. But in coming up with that one MVP vote, those are 2 different conversations for me. And I can see how they could happen. But I completely want to clarify my stance. The fact that I completely value Angel Reese, and I would want her on the team. But the MVP vote is a completely different thing.
But so that's where I think we disagree. I'm like, I think she is the most valuable player to the Chicago Sky. And again, they were in the playoff race with her on it. And shout out to everybody on TikTok. Y'all let us know what y'all want us to speak about. But right now we're speaking about, if y'all just joined us, Angel Reese got a singular vote for MVP. She got a 4th place vote. So the MVP race is as followed. Asia Wilson with 67 first place votes, becoming the 2nd unanimous ever player to Cynthia Cooper. Nafisa Collier, who was in the 2nd place, she got 66 first place votes. Brianna Stewart picked up 3rd. She got a 2nd place vote and 52 3rd place votes rather. And then Caitlin Clark finished 4th with 26 first place votes. She got 6 3rd place votes. If we could speak about Caitlin right quick. 6 writers voted her to go get to the 3rd spot, which I honestly deem that's a very high mark for her. So now to continue. And then Alyssa Thomas rounded out with the 5th. Sabrina got 6. Neka, Kalia, Enrique, Jonquel, Kelsey Mitchell, Angel Reese, who we also speaking about, Dearica Hamby, DeWanna Bonner, and Kayla McBride. So the fact that, and Braden has a lot to speak about this. How y'all doing, Braden? Shout out to Reese. Shout out to Falcor, Jordan, everybody else that's out there on TikTok. Anything else y'all want us to speak about, please write it down. Put it in the chat. What are your thoughts on this so far? Everybody else. Let's go with Reese since you got on first, and then Braden will get to you. What are y'all thoughts on this? If Falcor will get back to you. What's good, Jordan?
No, what's up, guys?
What's up? Wait, what y'all talking about? Talking about MVP?
So
Yeah, go, Jordan. You go.
I got a question now. So the only thing that's been announced officially is MVP, right?
Right now is MVP. So what's also been announced has been the AP Rookie of the Year. Caitlin Clark won unanimously, rather.
Well deserved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but regarding the Rookie of the Year, these are the AP awards. So this has not been announced by the WNBA. So that's why I haven't reported that yet. So this has not been announced by the WNBA. But right now, the only thing that has been announced by the WNBA rather has been the unanimous MVP selection of Asia Wilson's unanimous MVP. Now, yeah.
I gotta do something, so let Brady go. I'll come back.
No,
Okay.
I'm just not surprised. Like, do you want me to just talk about like the voting in general?
Yeah, talk about what's on your chest. Get it. What's off your chest, Brady? You good?
Well, I'm actually very happy that they announced majority of the like there was like a lot of people that announced their votes. Like Rebecca Lobo got a lot of flack last year because like people accuse her that for putting Asia at 4th.
The 4th place voter.
I saw that. Yep.
What?
He said he saw it.
Yeah.
So no, and I'm happy like a lot of people announced it. Now, I'm happy with Fee at 2. Well deserved, of course. You know what? I'm happy with Stu at 3. I'm happy with it. But wasn't there like some votes where Stewie wasn't even top 5 or something like that, or she was like at 5th?
Stewie got a 5th place vote. Yeah.
No, that's just so stupid. Stewie is top 4, no matter what you say. Okay.
I got her at top 3, but yeah, keep going.
Top 3, yeah.
No matter what, she's top 4. I put her at 3 too. I also put her at 3. Like if you put you can't put Stewie above 4, in my opinion. Alyssa Thomas, I'm not so sure, but my money was on NECA. Alyssa Thomas had a great season, but she was close to averaging a triple single, to be fair.
The young bulls don't like Alyssa Thomas. Hey, Alyssa Thomas got so much respect for me playing with her shoulders. Hey, shout out to Ghost. I tell y'all this all the time. I love her for the fact that she's been able to just reinvent her career, still be effective in this game. Top 5 in MVP voting, and she made that. Speaking of AP first, she made AP first team All WNBA too as well. So that shout out to and Ghost. We're gonna get to your question next. What are you gonna say now?
I said, and their team improved.
And their team improves. And then Brady, how you doing, Vintage?
Hi, good afternoon.
All right, you go, George.
What's up, Vintage?
Hey.
So it seems like voters rewarded Breonna Stewart for the success of the Liberty because she took all the votes away from Sabrina. And it looks like they awarded a lot of the success for the Fever to Caitlin Clark and not to Kelsey Mitchell. But back to the Angel Reese, I mean that's how it shook out in voting anyway. But just to clarify, Reese, when she went out, they were 12 and 22. They were tied for 8th place with the Dream, so they weren't in contention. And then when she gets out, I mean, the Sky probably just gave up. So we all need to fact check you and keep you straight. Also, in my opinion, I think PER is kind of a bullshit stat. I mean, John Hollinger made up that thing for a sort of quick way of evaluating a player. It equivocates 1 rebound to 1 assist. And not Caitlin Clark. Reese is not really a ball handler, so she doesn't get a lot of turnovers. So her PER will naturally be super high, which is why Wilson set an all-time high in PER because of the points and rebounds. It just starts out super high. That's all.
Of course, and that's why I think she'll win an MVP, and I think we both agree on that for that same reason, especially. But thank you, I appreciate that, Jordan. I agree with that.
Well, let me ask you and Jordan a quick question though, because if you're not an elite scorer at the forward position, don't you think in terms of an individual award like this that there's some positional bias if you're not an elite scorer?
What if you play defense that's elite? And you have to define the word elite if it's objective to you.
Question precedent-wise.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said, I'm just asking the question according to precedent.
I think the answer is probably because the first name I thought of was Shamik Holdsclaw, who won 5 depoys, and she got an MVP. So, I think it's possible, but it is unlikely.
Hey, Officer KD, appreciate you. But when I say Angel's elite, I mean as a player, yes, and as a rebounder, yes. So there are things that she's elite at, yes. And I want to get to Ghost comment. She says Clark CC adds more assists and more rebounds than Mitchell. No disrespect to her, but KM is a one-note guitar, meaning she's a scorer. And I hear you. I like Kelsey Mitchell too. She got an MVP vote. So I'm like, Mitchell can get an MVP vote. Don't tell me Angel Reese can't get no MVP vote. So that's where I'm like, nah, I don't want that part. I'm like, you can't tell me. And I don't think that Kelsey Mitchell's a bad player. Y'all know me. I talked to KM, I talked to her. I had no problem with Kelsey Mitchell. So it's there's no reason on this earth why you can't tell me that Angel Reese couldn't have gotten he put Kelsey Mitchell as better than Angel. Okay. But which team had their team in playoff contention without having another top 5, top 10 player on their team, another MVP ranking on their team, in their rookie year? Who did that in their rookie year? I seen that with my own eyes.
Braden just said something in the comments that honestly, if we are looking at MVP and everybody knows who the candidates are, no matter who you are as a writer, I could agree with Braden saying either one of them should have got a vote.
Thank you. I agree with that. I love Kelsey. Kelsey's probably second team. You can argue for second team, all WNBA, but really neither of them should have gotten a vote. Okay.
Well, they both did. They both did. Yeah, they both did.
Yeah, but we don't know the mindset of the writer that did that. So, I mean, honestly, in a perfect world, if we all had a vote, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but some of the writers don't follow basketball as much.
So, should Enrique have gotten a vote to y'all?
I
I made my claim about what Enrique.
So yes, sir. Yes, should Enrique have got Vintage? You can please. You can anytime you're ready, Vintage. I'm waiting for you. Should Enrique have gotten a vote?
For MVP, I don't think so. I don't think that she was as consistent as she could have been this particular season. I don't think so.
Let me. Okay, you can keep going. Let me before you finish. I'm gonna let you. The floor is absolutely yours. I do want to answer this one question, caller. So answer for everybody that just came in. We're talking about the MVP ranking. So Stephanie, this is for you. Asia Wilson was number 1 with 67 first place votes. Fee Collier got 66 first place vote, 66 second place votes. Brianna Stewart with 52 third place votes. Caitlin Clark with 26 fourth place votes and 6 third place votes. So 6 writers agree that she's the third most valuable player in the game as a rookie. That's amazing, by the way. Alyssa Thomas finished in the top 5 with 17. And it's Sabrina Ionescu, who Becky Hammond believes is top 5 in the WNBA, 35 place votes. Angel Reese finished with 3 points and a 4th place finish. And I'll let you go, Vintage. You saw it. Floor is all yours. And we could go from the rest of y'all.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I'll make this quick because I'm actually making a seafood boil for the game and for my family. So I got to get on my crabs.
I got you.
But really quickly, I will say that I think it's all fair. Asia, obviously, she deserves every. She was awesome. She is awesome. I get that. But I will say my CC, she held it down. I think it's great as a rookie. She got what she did get. So I mean that's what I have to say. I mean, Stewie and all them. Heck yeah. I mean everybody deserves. In my opinion, it was fair. Now the lower rankings going down, those are questionable, but that's neither here nor there. But I think it's fair.
I do. So you think Angel should have got a vote?
Say that one more time.
Do you think Angel should have got a vote? And Falcor said crabs come first. Do you think Angel should have got a vote?
No, that's right. Before I gotta get out of here. But in my opinion, no. But
Okay.
that's my opinion. I'm gonna say no.
That's cool.
Okay.
Let me say this.
Are they saying no? Courtney says no too. I think she did. Okay, I want to hear what they got to say, Stephanie and Courtney. I want to hear what they got to say, but I think she, of course, y'all know I think she should have. I think she should have. All right, you can go.
No, I was just saying I agree with it. 1 through 5 to me, I think the writers really did a good job this year. Even with Fee at second.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Almost a unanimous second. I think that's consistent from start to finish. Taking out emotions, I think the writers did a very good job. And after 5, like I said, we all can split hairs and have all kind of arguments, situations, and who had help and all this and that. But who really cares? If we're talking about most valuable player, nobody really cares after the top 5 anyway. So it's there.
Yeah, I mean that part I hear you. So out of the top 5, so after it will be Alyssa Thomas will be the last person. She rounded out the top 5 with 83 votes individually. I agree, Katie. It still matters because why? She's a rookie and she garnered somebody's attention to get MVP. De'Erica Hamby also got a vote. If I didn't mention this, so let me say this too. Y'all know that's one of my favorite players. So shout out to D. D could have got 5 MVP votes for me. From bump that. Like I love me. The fact that she's standing on business for the fact, there's like so many reasons why I love De'Erica Hamby, and like I could go on about her. She as like a player, better yet, as just like an individual, like she is awesome. So like y'all ain't gonna hear me say one bad thing about De'Erica Hamby. So like I'm happy she got a vote.
The voting is as a player, not an individual.
Yeah, I mean, but again, so I've heard a lot of arguments about Caitlin Clark winning MVP because of what she's done for the WNBA, and I'm like, now does that count? Does that count in the MVP voting? Honestly, that's a real.
I think MVP is supposed to be strictly to be on the court. So I would say no. Agree.
So if we so you know what I'm saying. So I don't okay. So I agree with it as well because I'm like I agree that her talent on the court qualifies her to also become an MVP candidate. So I'm like I agree with, but I hear what you're saying also. But I'm like, but yes, I understand what you're saying. MVP should be voted for what they do on the court.
If we're talking about just on the court, I do think she's in the combo. I would agree with her being at 4. But if we're talking about selling and like eyes and viewers and buying stuff, then I would probably number one every year, of course. But I think it's just supposed to be what you do on the court. And I don't think anybody does that better than Asia.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you think Caitlin, so I'm going to ask Stephanie this question too. Do y'all think Caitlin Clark should have finished top 3 in MVP voting? Y'all making me want to ask her that, but I don't want to ask her. Hell, as long as we talking favorites, Alicia Gray. I love me. Alicia Gray, another one of my favorite players. Shout out to Alicia Gray. Love me, Alicia Gray.
I think they got the top 5 correct.
Yeah, I agree.
But do you think she should have finished top 3?
I mean, you can make an argument.
No.
It's like the most you can do, though, is make an argument for it.
CC, I ain't gonna lie, I love me a CC, and I think she's good at 4. I think she's good at 4. I think it's mentally, if there's something to work.
Oh, you mean they got the right order? Okay. Y'all keep going vintage. Y'all can keep going vintage.
Make an argument for CC being top 3. That's like about it.
Of course, I mean everyone would, but yeah.
So you
Yeah,
said
I think I like how it is. Like,
Yeah, I do too.
their spot could go anywhere. Like, I don't mind Alyssa Thomas being on there, but I would have preferred Nneka.
If you're making the argument, then that would entail emotion, and I like the way they did it. I think from start to finish, the order is correct. That's one thing this year. For everything we talked about in these lives, crazy or not, I think this is one thing that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
so. When you so I was saying so I guess we're all agreement that she should be top 4, and Braden and Stephanie thinks it's top 3.
Well, no. I don't think she should be top 3. I'm just saying you can make an argument for it. I like how it is.
So so if you make the argument for her top 3.
Top 3, just for the impact on her team with points generated and stuff like that. I mean, the fact that she broke so many records this year says something too. And this points generated, she does so much for this team. She brought a team from being in the bottom 12 to being say something. And I know you're saying that they have 2 other All-Stars, but think about it like this. Let's say anybody else in that draft class. Would they have been able to do that? No.
Not to that level. No, I don't think so.
Like, I'm fine with her being 4. I do. I'm just saying, anyway, like, you can make it.
So she had a better year than but Stewie again. Stewie and Phoebe.
Kind of just bring the same numbers that she did last year, and her 3-point percentage was.
So let's no. So let's stay there. So if we're gonna say CC, if we're gonna rank her with the big dogs, let's rank her with the big dogs. So if we switch Fee, I mean, fine, not even Fee. If we switch Stewie and Caitlin Clark, so let's put Clark and Sabrina on the same team with John Quell. That would be sick, by the way. Having the 2 of them in the backcourt, that would be sick, by the way. So let's put John Quell, Caitlin, and Sabrina on the same team, and then let's put Stewie with this Indiana Fever team. Who do you think is gonna have the better record?
Ooh.
Probably the Fever.
Average 25 after the break.
See, there's so many weird dynamics that happen when you do
There's
this.
so many scenarios you can do.
What you said, Jordan?
It's probably the Fever, but when it comes to the top 4, I mean, this is when you got to start nitpicking. This is where you got to bring out the turnovers and the 0-5 start or whatever. Like I mean, what did Breanna Stewart not do this year? What did she? I mean, she only led her team to the best record, played well in the gold medal game. I know that doesn't count to this voting, but what did she not do to warrant a higher finish than Caitlin Clark this year?
Yeah, and she had a better, she did better.
Had a team that was going to allow for a better record anyway. You know what I mean?
True. That is true.
That's a loaded weapon in New York. Other than Minnesota, New York has the most depth to me.
Well, okay, so do you feel like Clark makes that? Okay, so y'all are saying that Clark would impact.
Well, the last point is also what Stewart brings on the defensive end as well. That's the last thing you got to start nitpicking.
Hey, I was about to,
that's the last bit that I left out. You got to start nitpicking that too.
I couldn't hear what he said.
He spoke about the fact that Stewie is 6'3", 6'4", and she's able to play defense.
Yeah, because the top 4 are great defenders. I mean, you got probably the depoy at the top. Stewie was first team last year, right? Collier is solid. Like Thomas is good. These are, both sides of the ball players now too.
Oh, there's no knock on Breanna. I think I'm speaking more.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many different scenarios we could bring up, but all in all, I think that Breanna's always going to be an MVP candidate just because of her until she gets old. That's irrefutable. But when you switch up teams and make up these different scenarios, if Caitlin goes to the New York Liberty, her turnovers are going to go way down, but some other stats are also going to go down because there's also other people on the team that are going to pick up scoring. They're going to pick up rebounds. They're going to do other things. So the situation in Indiana, as great as Caitlin is, did allow for her to use her maximum potential rookie year, good or bad. You see what I'm saying? It's opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why I asked the question. But
And that's why real quick, I'm gonna drop off after this, but that's why I think the 4 is perfect for her, knowing how competitive she is and just her spirit wanting to win. I think they give her something to work for this off season, and for next season she'll be hungry. So that's what I said. And for next season she'll be hungry. So that's what I said. For next season she'll be hungry.
No, I'm getting out.
it just went like crazy. All right, here you go. All right, what are you gonna say, Falco? My fault.
No, I was just co-signing that once again. I mean, there's some good debates to be had for fun, but I really think the writers did a really good job of it for everything we talked about. I think the order's good. I think you could make justifications by swapping out people and doing this, but I think they had a good lens of what happened in the season.
Are you watching this Liberty game? I don't know if Braden said he was leaving or not. But,
yeah, matter of fact, I hopped on here because I didn't want to take a nap and miss the Fever game because I just don't think Indiana has enough right now. I told 6-8.
They're playing like old Liberty.
I told 6-8 they're gonna smack Atlanta by 20. It's not old Liberty. It's just Liberty are just amazing. They're good this year.
I mean, there's a difference between like pre-Olympic break Liberty and post-Olympic break Liberty. Can we agree on that?
Jordan, can you? I don't want to say that because he thought they're gonna break the single season record.
I couldn't hear what Braden just said. Can you say that again, please?
He said there's a difference between old Liberty and new Liberty.
It's solidified, but I think it's
pre-Liberty and this Liberty.
Being happy to be there and not being good enough.
Sonny, they killing them. I know we watching the game. That's why we talking about what we were talking about. We're supposed to be talking about the New York Liberty game, but there ain't nothing really to talk about. They down by 20. That's my game one analysis. I'll let y'all go, but that's my game one analysis. This is tough.
Yeah, and the Liberty could have put them away even more. I think they took the foot off the gas and ended the half by about 18. But to me, it could have been like 26-30 if they really wanted it.
Yeah, they're gonna rest their starters in the fourth. They're gonna rest their starters in the fourth. Play them.
Well, just quickly, the starters have scored every single point for the Liberty today.
That's my point.
They have 0 bench points.
Hey, do you like how they started Phoebich?
Mm-hmm.
He likes that.
Yes.
Pause. But yeah.
I thought that it was somewhat surprising to me, but the way they came out, I mean, I think that's a foreshadowing move going forward. Like, I really like that move.
Yeah. Do you think the Fever will win today? I don't know if they will win this game. I think they will win game 2. That was me for the record. I think they're going to split, and I think they're going to go to Indiana, and they are going to win game 3 because I don't foresee them losing. Whatchamacallit? I'm gonna just mute you, fucker. I don't foresee them losing to Connecticut in the first round because the simple fact, if they play a game, all they have to do is split. So if they play a game 3, and I was trying to upload that video before we got live, but it's all good. I'll upload it later. I have a little bit more of a breakdown, but and y'all can watch.
What are your thoughts on this home and then away?
That's the next thing I was getting ready to speak about. Y'all can see that on my YouTube channel as well. But what I was gonna say is that I think it's interesting for this home and away, Jordan, because all they have to do is win one game in Connecticut. They're gonna be in Connecticut for a week, so just win one game while you're there, right? And get back to Indiana. Just get back to Indiana. All you have to do is get back to Indiana because then game 3 is at their home court, which is gonna play in their favor, especially when you have a home court advantage like they have. I'm not gonna pick against them game 3 with 20,000 people in attendance. I'm not betting against that. So I would see that I could see them getting a good road win or home win rather. And I think it sucks for the home team, this home away versus just home away and then home. But so be it. It works in Indiana's favor. I don't know why y'all getting echoes.
Is it like this for every round? Is it like this for every round?
It's like this for the first round. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you got to echo. I'm going to just disconnect right quick. Hey, you can just join again. Stewie is cooking. Yeah, she's cooking, but that's my thoughts in the Fever game. What do you think, Jordan?
gosh, man, like I think it's going to be really hard to take a game off Connecticut. I mean, I predicted a long time ago that the Fever were going to make it to the second round, but I mean, to win 2 games at Connecticut is really hard, man. I mean, to win a game at Connecticut is really hard, you know?
Oh, you mean like on away?
Yeah, yeah, to win an away game. But did you see that the Connecticut Sun had to practice like
At
at
a
a half
college?
gym or whatever because they were using it for a local community event?
Yeah, at a college. I saw them at a college. They're at a college or youth college, something like that.
Yeah, so the fix is in, you know.
You
You
think
know,
so?
dude, the WNBA just needs to get to that game 3, so you know they could get more of that Caitlin Clark ratings.
There you go, Falcor.
Now, I wanted to add, thank you for bringing me back. I want to ask Jordan and you about that because I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, and I believe the team has to get in there early to make sure they engage in this series. I believe they have to have some early success, but given this climate with the Fever getting so much attention,
Y'all read what he said, Jordan.
do you think the whistle might go the Fever's way to make sure that they stay in this playoffs the longest as possible?
I think they have to keep it close, and I'm good with that. As long as they keep it close, anything can happen. So as long as they keep it close, who knows what happens, right? You know what whistle or non-call might happen. So it depends. It depends on their talent, not on really the refs. The refs aren't. How about this? The refs aren't going to keep it longer. If they're like down 15, the refs aren't going to be blowing the whistle to keep them in the game. They have to keep it within like 6 to 8 points.
Well, I mean, we've already kind of seen the fix was in the 20.
Curious because it is in the league's
Who
best
you go
interest
next,
to go
Jordan?
at least 3 or have
And
the
then
Fever
just go
go
from
to
there.
the next round. I do believe Connecticut is I believe the Fever are a player away. You know,
So they need a big 4.
yeah, exactly. So
that's crazy.
And Connecticut is going to play physical, and they're going to ball pressure on defense. So I'm just curious as to what you guys think in terms of the league doctoring it up a little bit to make it go as far as it can.
So Asia. Here, I'll let you go, Jordan, and I'll just say this. Asia Wilson, she don't have nobody on this list, just like Angel Reese, right? Who again not on this MVP list. I'll let you go, Jordan.
I've always so they've been doing this for a while, right? Where they play 2 home games and then an away game for the higher seed, right?
Say it one more time, Jordan.
I mean, they've been doing this for years, right? Where the higher seed gets 2 home games first.
Yes.
I've always felt like this was this is a part of the framework of the WNBA being broke, because if you got to play home, then you got to go away, then game 3 you got to go back home. That's like a bunch of traveling. Whereas if you make it a game 3, it's just one set of traveling, and also the rules are tilted towards the higher seed, which typically is the higher draw in terms of ratings, the more popular team, or at least probably the people that like the team that teams want to. I mean, people want to kind of see Wilson, they want to see Stewie, like they want to, see Collier kind of advance. I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but I don't know. It is very suspicious, kind of like how, the whistle was in favor of Clark in the 2024 tournament. I think it was the second round where she was getting like a bunch of calls out of nowhere to make sure that she kind of got through to see Reese in the semis, and all that. So I don't know.
It started with the West Virginia game in the tournament. Do you think it
Yes.
was official for the first round to be 3 out of 5?
Hell yeah. It's just you mean the first, but they have to make enough revenue to justify it.
Well, I'm saying this based on the fact that Caitlin Clark is in the league now. So moving forward, I think a 2 out of 3 with the first 2 games being at home, and then you got to steal one to get to your away venue. I think moving forward, it'd be more beneficial for the first round to be 3 out of 5. And maybe, I don't know if they're ever going to go 4 to 7 for the finals. But with the way the league is going talent-wise, a 3-game series early on, considering people's placement right now, I don't believe is beneficial.
I think they should do 3, 5, 7 for each round.
Yeah.
I would love to see number 1 pick Sabrina versus number 1 pick Caitlin. 3 out of 5 would give extra teams revenue. Let me what I was gonna ask y'all, because I wanted to ask y'all. So Ghost put the WNBA didn't fix it for her in the Olympics, but it's fixing it for her in the playoffs. He said that was a clown take.
Yeah, I know. Ghost doesn't like
Money,
me.
you know how much money the league left on the table not selling them 22 jerseys? I would have got one. If you're right, the WNBA is led by morons. Morons.
Hey, what's up, boss?
How you doing, vinyl music? There you go. Queen, come join. I'm gonna send anybody who want to be on the invite to live, y'all join in. As long as y'all say nothing crazy. We're gonna be live streaming for this Kaylin game. We here for this Kaylin game. They were hating on her early. I told y'all best point guard in the league early. They were hating on her early.
It's 69-49.
Oh yeah, that Atlanta game, man. That was. We already knew that was. We already knew that was. Yeah, that was. We getting smacked. They get smacked. Yeah, they. Yeah, that's what I said that.
I just had to talk some dude down who wanted to have a hot take about a couple hours ago and say Atlanta's going to get one. I was like, well, look, anything can happen, but there's no evidence during the season that says Atlanta would win a game in the series. So
Yeah, that's just the beat them. Even if you have like an off game from like Sabrina, then you're still not going to win.
Because you got two top 4 players.
Yeah. Well, people,
Too loaded.
beyond that, nobody talks about Benaja. Nobody talks.
Yep,
about
I do. You hear Jordan?
Who?
These people are.
Wait, what did you say?
He said nobody talks about Benaja.
Yeah.
Laney Hamilton.
Benaja, Kaylin, them X Factor type players, like
I do.
Were elite players in their program.
Preach.
And professional. And
Preach.
somebody-
Kayla McBride is a role player. I think she's an all-star. Like,
She an all-star, but she not a. I mean, yeah, she an all-star.
Didn't Kayla get a vote?
Kayla got an MVP vote.
I think so, yeah.
Exactly. So, like, and she's not an MVP, but I mean, and she's a heck of a.
So you would rather have Kayla with an MVP than Angel? This is what I'm saying. Angel didn't have nobody else on her team.
You didn't hear the rest of what I said. I said she's a heck of a Robin.
I wouldn't vote for either.
Angel ain't no Robin.
I can understand the votes. I can understand.
Angel ain't no Robin. Thank you, Tyrese. I appreciate that, Reese. Hey, she ain't no Robin.
Yeah, but Kayla, see, you got to understand the perception too. Kayla McBride went on a 6-week heat mission this year, especially when Nafisha was out. Like, she didn't miss for weeks.
Oh, my fault. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep sending an invite. My fault. You keep going.
I think during that time, what did she have, like a 70 true shooting or something?
Yeah, she was on. I was literally, you know, is she underrated to a certain?
Yeah, she's underrated for sure.
Yeah.
She went on, and it wasn't a couple games. I mean, I'm talking about it was over the span of at least a month, and part of it was when Collier was out.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I need to guess. Vinyl music. What were you gonna say?
Too, though, like I think since Asia and Angel are the only ones averaging a double, and Asia got got all the votes. I think that's probably why Angel got 1 vote too. They probably was like, it's the 4th vote. You average a double, and the only other person that does that is the MVP who's getting my 1st vote, so I get the 4th vote. I think it's probably something like that.
Sure. Oh, you can't hear him?
No, really.
Cut out.
Y'all can't.
You're good, Tyra. It's the other person I think was trying to talk.
You can't hear
I don't
him?
think we can hear him. Okay. Final music.
Jordan, you can't hear these people?
I can hear Falcor, and I could I could hear Braden.
But
The
Brandon,
last person was just talking really fast.
okay. As long as you can hear the sound, okay, you keep going. All right, my fault. But yeah, just speak up if you can.
He was just going like really fast though.
He said he got AirPods in. That's funny.
Oh,
But, yeah, like we're again. I'll chat. If y'all had something for us to, Kayla is dangerous sometimes under the radar. If y'all have something for us to speak about, put it in the chat. I want to put your opinions. We're speaking about the playoffs. We're speaking about MVP voting. Angel Reese got herself an MVP vote. Kelsey Mitchell. Just let us know what y'all want to talk about. We're talking about the Atlanta Dream. They're up by 20 points, like I predicted. I thought they were gonna smack New York by 20. I got that on record. Like that's ridiculous. That's not good.
Well, since you're gonna take, I'm gonna mess with you a little bit. Since you're taking that Dream Liberty and you're putting it on record, what do you go on record for this next game right here today with the Fever in Connecticut? I'm just curious to see how you see it.
I think they're gonna lose a close one.
The Fever?
Yes. And I think they're going to win game 2. I think Connecticut's going to smack them in the mouth early. And I think Indiana will find a way to claw back, but they'll lose a close one. And I think they take game 2 and go to Indiana and win game 3.
to
On record record too, because I said this in another live earlier today, and I said that in the moment. I predicted the Fever win 84-78, but then at the same time, here comes the other bipolar side of me, and I'm like, I could go the complete opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe it'll be a 6 to 8 point game though.
Jordan, what are you gonna say?
I'm reading the comments in YouTube, and Ghost says that the league left a lot of money on the table by not selling Caitlin Clark Olympic Team USA jerseys, because we're talking about fixing the games for her. But the WNBA, I mean, American leagues don't get money for Olympic jersey sales or paraphernalia that they sell, right?
No.
So the league had no incentive to fix things to put her on the team.
Yeah.
So I mean, but they do have incentive to get her deep in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
In theory.
Watch.
Yeah. Exposure.
Where are you going? Tyrese, you say something? No, he said it's well. Okay, Kayla is dangerous, but yeah, as far as that, I'm like, okay, I was like, what? What are your thoughts on this? So, okay, we all agree it's a sweep. So, and then, okay, so who do you got winning the Indiana series?
I mean,
all right, so we got Connecticut. I got Indiana. Who you got, Jordan?
I picked Indiana to make the second round, but I don't know, man. Like my heart's saying Indy, but my head's saying Connecticut. I'm gonna go Connecticut.
He got Connecticut.
Yeah.
We got 2 Connecticut, 1 Indiana. Falcor, who you got? Joseph said he got Indiana. And then King say Indiana. Who you got?
I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I think this is the year Connecticut gets closer to what they've thought about, but you just can't doubt the Fever. But I'm gonna say Connecticut officially.
So it's 3-1 Connecticut. Y'all got Connecticut winning 3-1 the series. All right. So y'all think it's gonna be okay? Do y'all think it's 2-0? Are they gonna get a game?
The Fever?
Yeah.
The Fever very well.
Donnie said Fever. Shout out to Donnie. I'm with you, Donnie. I think the Fever got this one.
I believe the Fever should get a game, but I wouldn't be surprised if the youth shows its ugly head and things kind of might go by the wayside just because they don't have enough experience. But the opposite could happen. I don't know.
I think the opposite about to happen. Let's see. We got another caller on the line. Let's see. Donnie.
I think if the Fever shots are dropping, they can win this series. Like if their threes are going, like they can win.
2 games.
I know. It could happen, you know.
They need 2 games where they're hot.
Or maybe just one, because game 3 is guaranteed.
She can shoot 14 as long as she makes 6 of them. Like that's hot for her. So
those are things under her control. She's also playing somebody who has one job on their mind, and that's the ball pressure all hell out of her.
But they got another one.
Right.
Kelsey Mitchell. They got Kelsey Mitchell.
But one of them is the key cog in the engine, and somebody is purposely seeking to disrupt that engine like no other team.
Donnie, you here? How you doing, Melissa?
So I have a take, and I just wanted to get y'all opinion on it.
You hear him, Jordan?
So,
Yes.
All right, you good. You good, Donnie.
so I don't have the biggest thing as far as like this year. Obviously, been like the Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark thing, which I don't mind the trash talking. I think that it's great for the sport. But when it comes to Angel, my only thing is I feel like she needs to develop like a believable pump fake, because if you notice, like in her games, she likes to go straight up. She doesn't like to show, and I feel like if she developed that pump fake, that her percentage would go up, because she was like 39.9%. Within like 24 games, she got blocked like 57 times. So I feel like if she to develop a pump fake, you know what I'm saying, work on the 3-pointers at a different time. We don't really care about that. But if she can develop a believable pump fake, do you feel like that could elevate her game for next year.
So are you saying she needs to develop a 2-point shot before she develops a 3-point shot?
Right, because she's down low, and a lot of the times that she has the ball, I mean, like I said, she just goes up for the shot. She doesn't really put much effort into trying to fake the opponent out, which causes her to hit the bottom of the rim or get blocked.
Can I add to that, Donnie? Because I agree with you, and from a technical standpoint in the post, if you read her scouting report coming out of high school and college, she's used to playing face up, but she has elite footwork in the post. The issue I see beyond the pump fake is the fact that you're correct. As soon as she gets the ball in the post,
She goes back up.
post players pause and they establish balance and try to gain an advantage. She's just trying to move so fast there and just throw the ball up. There's no real strategy to it down low.
Jabari, this is what I've been saying this whole time. Like, these guys are right. This is exactly right. Both of these guys are exactly right. It's like she's so rangy and active that she'll do anything for the rebound, and she doesn't like reestablish adequate position to go back up with strength or anything like that. It's just really janky. You know what I'm saying?
It's based on doing things so fast, and it neglects the technique of it.
Yeah.
And so I agree with you, Donnie. I think the pump fake is the second step, because when you're in the post, you got to gather for a brief second, instead of just as soon as you catch the ball, it's like hot potato with her. And that's not an effective post game. If you look at effective post players, they seal and they sit, and they kind of take a breath and count to one before they do anything. Hers is just like, oh, I got it, let me get rid of it. So I agree with you. I was just adding the next step.
And I feel like too, one thing that I've noticed when I watch fever games, I've actually been to like a live one, and when I tell you that crowd is ridiculous, that crowd, whether it's for Caitlin, it doesn't matter. Like, that crowd is a different level. But like one of my critiques I say about Caitlin, she kind of reminds me on one hand of Luka in a sense, and because when Luka's playing freely, like, he's dang near unstoppable. But then when the referees start getting into his head, then he comes down court.
Yeah.
He kind of plays hero ball, and then a lot of his either bad shots or turnovers come off of that. So I feel like with Caitlin, she does the same thing. And I'm not saying take the emotion away, because her emotion is, what got her here. But if you notice, like last year in the NBA, the 2 games that Luka decided, I'm not going to argue with the referee, I'm just going to play, he ended up coming out and having like great games. And I feel like if Clark can mature in that area and know when to let the attitude come out and when to express it, I feel like, her turnovers will go down like tremendously.
I agree. I mean, the fact that I'll say this about Caitlin. I think before her matchup, before the Sun, I think she's gonna put up a 2010. She just had her press conference. So everybody, I'm gonna shoot some TikTok. So Falcor, give me like 10, 15 minutes. Actually, I need like maybe like 20 at most. I'm gonna like get this sound out for everybody on TikTok. I want to put this out for y'all so you can kind of hear what she said about her playoff matchup. And I'm gonna go from there. But I'm gonna be back on live when her game starts. I think Jordan and I were gonna live stream during her game.
Yeah.
So just we're gonna take a quick break and then be back. Like I said, New York smacked them, and then again, I need to hear some of this New York game post sound anyway, so it works out perfectly. So we'll be back on live for that.
That's all good. And I might join y'all at halftime or after the game. But the big thing is, man, have fun, because this is like the first year that it's been this much fun. You know what I mean? Like, so this
Absolutely.
is crazy.
Yeah, let me get this because they about to start at 3. I hear y'all. So we'll be back on live. I'm gonna start. The game starts at 3. She just had a press conference. I want to get this stuff out into the cloud on TikTok for y'all, so you'll see some of the sound, and then we'll kind of go from there.
All right, see y'all in a bit.
Yep. Thank you, Jordan.